Hi Alicia, it's just wonderful to have you here at MAAC on the Map, and your beautiful work. I love the way you describe it as a wonky perspective of New York. It's fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit about the work that we see here today?
Definitely. Pretty much I introduce myself as a Brooklyn landscape painter, which invariably gets the question, are you from New York? Which, no, I'm not. I'm from Detroit. But I've actually lived here longer than I lived in Detroit, so I don't know if it would give me any street cred to lie and say I am from Brooklyn, but I still have that Midwestern drawl, so I don't do that. So my subject matter is pretty much what I see in my everyday life. So I walk around and if I see something cool, which I'm very fascinated with buildings, and I'm inspired by Edward Hopper, like things about iconic New York, but also how it's changed so much in the environment we live now. Everything's like with gentrification, like it's hard to find those little glimpses of older New York sometimes. So I'll take pictures with my phone, but I like to take pictures with a really kind of crazy perspective, either from area, like above, like in this painting I was in Tiffany's actually looking down, this is Bordeaux's, or looking up and like at an angle. So that's where I'm not great at perspective drawing in the traditional sense, so I kind of had to evolve and make my own method of making it work. So kind of juxtaposing the crazy perspective with color and pattern, it kind of gives sort of a distinctive look to my landscapes.
Fantastic. And you told me earlier that you work in a very particular studio environment. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I'm part of Shishama, which is a studio program that's throughout New York City, which gives affordable studio space to working New York artists. It's funded by the Durst and Andy Warhol Foundation. So I'm actually in Brooklyn, in the Brooklyn Army Terminal. So there's 45 other artists in one building that I have my studio space in, and 45 in another. So there's 90 total of us. But we don't have any doors. We just kind of have, like, we all have our own studio, but we just have a drape, or like I half the time leave my door open, so people are just kind of coming in. I get a lot of feedback from other artists, which has been really wonderful.
Oh, that's great. And is it a distraction to when you're working to have a lot of people coming in and out?
Even like easily half of the people I never see, because I'm there like during the day. This is my primary job, so I used to work in retail forever, and then I got laid off, and I didn't make art for 20 years, so I just started 7 years ago doing this full time. So, but half of the people come at night because they have like regular 40-hour-a-week jobs. A lot of people are teachers, so I'm there like Monday through Friday during the day, so I don't see the people on the night or weekend.
And you said you get a lot of inspiration from the streets. How do you fill your creative well?
Generally just walking around. I mean, sometimes I'll specifically go to a place to take pictures, but usually I don't even need to do that. I literally have 5,000 pictures in my iPhone of like stuff I've taken. Some are of my cats, of course, but most of the time I just, in our everyday life, we go all over the city, and just doing routine work, and I see like cool, this happens to be like Greenwood Cemetery, but anything with like Gothic architecture, stuff that has pattern and stuff, I'm primarily really a drawer, I think, in my mind, than a painter. So I'll draw everything first, and then I'll start to fill in. And a big question lately in my work has been, when is it finished? So like this I had left unfinished, much more unfinished than this, because I wanted to show the drawing. But then a lot of people are complaining, why don't I finish it? So I did a little more on it. So I don't know who's right or wrong, but and then sometimes I get more abstract like this. This is more lately what my work is looking like, but everything in this room has been done within the past 2 years. So.
Fantastic. And bridge work. There's buildings and there's bridges in your...
Yeah, I usually say I paint bridges, brownstones, and Coney Island. Because I was in Manhattan, and I had this space, I just focused on the bridges and the brownstones. So that's actually the oldest piece in this show. It's from 2015.
Great. Fantastic. And does anyone here have a question for Alicia? Anyone want to ask something?
It's just wonderful, that's for sure.
It's all watercolor.
No, I actually, my smaller paintings are in watercolor, but this is pastel. And then I do bigger pieces I do big acrylics, and I do, sometimes I do oil when I'm feeling ambitious, but it's a little more time consuming. Yeah, I actually have a piece in a show in Red Hook right now. I did 7 pieces of paper with watercolor and pencil and pastel, and it's 8 feet by 5. So I work from big to small.
Fantastic. And tell us a little bit about the what we've got over here today.
Okay, so my guilty secret is the way I make money when I'm not selling fine art is I sell in markets, in green markets, and I put my artwork on coasters, and I sell a lot of them. So enough to. So these are some of the images that are in the show. I just brought them for like fun for like a pop-up show.
That's beautiful. And it's on tile?
It's a print on tile, and then I use waterproof floor sealant so people can put their coffee or wine, or if it gets sticky, they can wipe it off. So they're functional, not just decorative.
Beautiful.
But that's been my little way not to have to go back to work at the Gap again. So
Beautiful.
continue to make my art.
Done.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
That's gorgeous. Thank you.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Wonderful and just great. Thank you so much. And we're going to move on to Alexis now.